Hey, how's it going, guys? Brian Danoff here, and it's been a minute for sure, but wanted to come on here and finally talk about the Yankees signing Gerrit Cole to a 9-year, $324 million contract. Obviously, the Yankees signed him about 3 weeks ago now, and the press conference was 2 weeks ago. And, I said I was going to make a video right after he signed, and then I said I'd make a video after the press conference. Obviously, that didn't happen, but I'm here now, and you know, um, just gonna echo what everyone else has said pretty much. But I am thrilled. I am super excited, super happy. The Yankees were able to get this done. Um, it was imperative that they did. It was so necessary. In so many of my previous videos, I've talked about the Yankees' lack of an ace, and it has truly. It obviously there are many factors you could look at, but it truly feels like the overarching reason why they didn't win a championship this decade, why they are still looking for 28. Number 28. 11 years after they won 27. So, you know, the fact that they finally have that true bona fide number one ace again, like they did when they first got CC Sabathia all those years ago, um, it's huge. There's no understating it really. It's great. I again, Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner kind of alluded to. They said that, well, Patrick Corbin wasn't a great fit. No one we've really pursued over the last few years was as perfect of a fit as Gerrit Cole is. I will push back on that. I mean, Justin Verlander would have been just fine in New York. Max Scherzer would have been just fine in New York. But I digress. But yeah, obviously it's the biggest contract ever given to a pitcher. It's the biggest contract the Yankees have given out ever. I can only assume it has to be. And obviously, bigger than the A-Rod deal and the CC deal. And it was just funny because it literally played out the same exact way that the pursuit of CC Sabathia played out. It started with everyone saying CC wants to be on the West Coast. CC will not pitch on the East Coast. He likes the West Coast. He's from the West Coast. It's going to be the Angels. It's going to be the Dodgers. It's going to be a West Coast team. Okay, fine. He is open to pitching on the East Coast. He actually just wants the most money. The Yankees are offering the most money. The Yankees signed CC. It was the same exact sequence of events for Gerrit Cole. And I knew that was going to happen. I really did. I didn't know the Yankees were going to sign him. I'm not saying I knew that. But I knew that if they made a high offer or the highest offer, he would not turn down that money. And Scott Boras wouldn't let him turn down that money so he could have nice weather and sandy beaches and get to see his, get to pitch in front of his, hometown friends. I mean, no, that was never a thing that was going to hold CC back, and it didn't hold Cole back either. Obviously, it helps that Cole actually did grow up a Yankees fan in the late 90s during that dynasty. He brought that sign, Yankees fan today, tomorrow, forever. Yes, it was the real sign. Such a silly debate. And yeah, in the press conference, he just came off as super genuine, super knowledgeable about the Yankees and Major League Baseball as a whole. He thanked Marvin Miller. He thanked all these important people that have kind of helped create free agency and create that opportunity for him. And I am just super excited to see him pitch in pinstripes next season. I keep talking about CC, but it really, the parallels are there in the way they signed him and in the excitement level. I couldn't wait to watch CC pitch every single night when he was, his first few years with the Yankees. And that's going to be the same thing with Gerrit Cole. And I don't think I've really had that feeling about a Yankees starting pitcher since then. If I want to watch good starting pitching, I will not watch a Yankees game typically, unless there's a really good pitcher on the opposing side. No offense to the guys they have, but it's just been the case, you want to watch Gerrit Cole or Verlander or Scherzer pitch, you're not going to tune in to watch the Yankees, or guys like that. But the Yankees now have arguably the guy, the best pitcher in baseball, and it's great. I am, a little skeptical, to be honest. Obviously, he's been incredible these last 2 years, but you look back to when he was with Pittsburgh, and look, maybe he's in his prime. He entered his prime, and this is who he is now. It's who he's been the last few years. But he wasn't, overpowering, super high strikeout rate. He wasn't that kind of pitcher with the Pirates. Obviously, going to Houston helped. They have obviously a great analytics department and obviously some other ways of gathering data. Yeah. But yeah, going to Houston, obviously, he really transformed. And, you obviously hope and expect that will carry over to New York, seamlessly. The Yankees do have now a super young, super tech-savvy, super stats-driven pitching coach in Matt Blake. Larry Rothschild's gone. And it seems like Cole and Blake have sort of hit it off. Blake was at the press conference. I'm sure he was a big part of the Yankees' pitch to him, in addition to Andy Pettitte and all that stuff. But yeah, so, it's just, it's not to say that he won't be successful and won't pitch really well and won't maybe even win a couple Cy Youngs along the way. But, I think it's more than I think it's understandable that I don't expect him to pitch the way he did last year. I mean, that was a career year for pretty much any pitcher. I'd be thrilled if he does, but I'm just not expecting that. But, the Yankees don't need that per se. I mean, just as long as he comes close to that, or that'll be more than enough to give the Yankees that much needed boost. And it's interesting because obviously it's super exciting, and there's Cole shirts everywhere, and there's a lot of hype, and everyone's saying, oh, the Yankees are the favorites and they're going to win the World Series and all that stuff. But I really wonder how their mindset is going to be, going into this season as they start the new year, because let's face it, not having that ace and not having Cole around these last few years, when they could have acquired him, they could have got a Verlander or a Scherzer or whatever, it knocked a few years off of that championship window. 2017, 2018, 2019 were great years and so fun and so full of memories and all that stuff, but they fell short in the postseason each year, and it was mostly because they didn't have that kind of ace that they do now. So as they go into 2020, there really are no longer any excuses, and they will be at full strength and full health. The only guy who I think won't be on the opening day roster that should be is Aaron Hicks, and that's because he's coming back from Tommy John surgery. Stanton will be back. Andujar is going to be back. Luke Voigt is going to be back. Gary Sanchez will be healthy. Judge will be healthy. Torres, LeMahieu, there's no issues going into the season. Now, anything can happen, of course, but I just think that there is going to be a lot of pressure on them, and rightfully so. And this kind of feels like the year where it has to happen, because then if it doesn't happen, you start to look down the road, and Judge and Sanchez and Luis Severino, and they're going to approach free agency, or they're going to want extensions, and same for Glaber, and LeMahieu should probably be in line for an extension, and they can't give extensions to all those guys, you imagine, so you don't know how long they'll have this opportunity and this nucleus of players. Having Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Pettitte, and Jorge Posada around for 15, 20 years, that's not the norm. That's not the norm, and it's especially not the case anymore because you're seeing pretty much no players. And if there was one guy I thought would stay with the team his whole career, it was Mookie Betts. And he's in trade rumors every single day, and even if he doesn't get traded this winter, he might get traded next summer. So, I mean, guys aren't staying with teams that long past their initial, 5-6 years of pre-arbitration and all that stuff. So, it's just something to keep in mind. I'm obviously excited, and I'm not going to, watch every game, stressing out and super anxious because they are still the best team in the AL East by quite a lot. They should win the division again. The Blue Jays might put up a bit of a fight now they have Ryu and Vladimir Guerrero and Bo Bichette and all that stuff. But the Red Sox are kind of retooling. The Orioles and the Orioles are still awful, and the Rays are obviously a good team. I didn't mean to discount them, but they'll be in the running as well. But the Yankees have just so much more talent than any of the other four teams. So it'll really just come down to once they get into October, is Cole going to be the difference maker? And you think he is. And you obviously will pray that the Yankees bats don't go quiet again the way they did in the ALCS this year. But you just never know. So, just something to keep in mind. I'm not trying to get anyone down or anything like that, but the pressure will be on, and I think you know that, and the Yankees know that, and it's time to put up or shut up. Really, I mean that's what it comes down to. So I think they will. I'm pretty hopeful. But it's baseball. That's baseball season. You can't predict it. Can't predict baseball. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to give my quick thoughts about Gerrit Cole. Not so quick, I guess. I also just passed 700 subscribers, so thank you. Obviously, that I'm not particularly close to being the most subscribed person on YouTube, but that's still a pretty big number to me. It's kind of cool that 700 people care about what you say and think about the Yankees, especially after all these years. I know I don't make videos as frequently as I used to, but it doesn't mean I'm stopping, even though it may seem like that sometimes. Just super busy. I've got a lot going on right now. And, but if something motivates me to make a video, I will make one, as you see here. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about Gerrit Cole, and the Yankees going into 2020. Again, there's no reasons to have, I don't have any big doubts. I don't have any, huge concerns about Cole or the Yankees. How can you really? But again, you can't predict baseball. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you all have a very happy new year, and I will see you in my next video.